If you've been missing hearing from Pat Robertson from the 700 Club, he is back with a completely casual cataclysmic prediction saying that the world is going to end very soon. Someone wrote in asking if the world would end on September 23rd, which is, I guess, another date that some evangelists say the world will end. And here was Pat Robertson's response.
One more question.
Mike says, I keep hearing about a bunch of stuff that's supposed to happen on September 23rd. How much of this should I believe, and where do you think we are in regards to prophecy? You got 30 seconds.
I think, the clock is down to 11:59. I think that things are getting ready to wrap up. We've got Jonathan Kahn, who talks about Shemitah time. He's coming in another few days, and maybe he can clarify some of the things he's been writing. But I do think the earth is hurtling toward some final conclusion. We all feel that.
I love the casual language, Lewis. Pat Robertson, Pat Robertson saying totally casually, yeah, things are getting ready to wrap up soon. Total destruction, the final conclusion, all that stuff. It's going to be pretty soon. Seemingly completely unaffected by it.
And the same crap that people like Pat Robertson have been spewing for over 2,000 years. The end is always coming. So go to church, keep paying your tithe, and keep sending money to Pat Robertson.
And remember, in late 1976, Pat Robertson predicted the end of the world was coming in either October or November of 1982. Obviously, that didn't happen. In September 2011, Robertson and several others incorrectly predicted these end of the world dates. They were awarded an IG Nobel Prize for teaching the world to be careful when making mathematical assumptions and calculations. I love that. Some other failed prophecies from Pat Robertson. In 2006, he predicted that hurricanes would ravage the coasts of the United States. There were 0 hurricanes touching the coasts of the United States that year. And there was also that time when God told Pat Robertson that Jay Rockefeller was going to be elected president. That didn't happen. And people still follow this man.
People do. I enjoy listening to him, but I think for very different reasons than most of his followers.
When we watch Pat Robertson, we sort of operate under the assumption that there's one of those disclaimers that says, for entertainment purposes only. The problem is a lot of people watch Pat Robertson, and since that disclaimer isn't actually part of his show, they're not watching for entertainment purposes. They're watching because they buy in to the point where they send this guy money.
And not just his show. I think the entire channel needs to be riddled with these disclaimers. And we should probably put them in some religious texts as well.
After the break, in what ways is Planned Parenthood like ISIS? I don't know, but Mike Huckabee claims to.